You've seen sparrows fluff their feathers and huddle in your feeder. What if they're doing something far more shocking? Imagine a bird that survives 20-degree spec by drinking antifreeze. Picture them forming a living blanket under your porch. Stay to the end because we'll reveal the real reason they never leave your backyard in winter. Number 1. Let's uncover a startling truth about sparrows in your yard. They survive brutal cold not just with fluff, but with a chemical trick. In the dead of winter, when temperatures drop below freezing, these birds don't just huddle, they produce a substance in their blood that acts like antifreeze. This compound, called glycerol, lowers the freezing point of their body fluids, preventing ice crystals from forming inside them. What this means for you is that your birds are not just tough, but scientifically engineered for survival. You might see them fluffing their feathers, but beneath the surface, they're running a biological process that's as amazing as it is invisible. This is just the beginning of a story that shows how small creatures thrive in the harshest conditions. Imagine your backyard in the middle of a Wisconsin winter, and a sparrow is not just surviving, but thriving. A 2015 study from the University of Wisconsin reveals that these birds can boost their glycerol production by 300% during the coldest months. This isn't just a seasonal adjustment, it's a full-blown metabolic shift. The same strategy is used by chickadees and finches, but sparrows take it even further, making them some of the most cold-resistant birds you'll ever see. You might be watching them hop from branch to branch, but they're actually performing a silent biochemical miracle every hour. It's easy to assume they're just tough, but their biology is more complex than you could ever imagine. What you're witnessing is nature's own form of chemical engineering at work. This antifreeze-like strategy doesn't just help them survive, it allows them to be active in conditions that would incapacitate most birds. Glycerol acts like a protective layer, preventing cells from rupturing when temperatures plummet. What this means for you is that the sparrows in your yard are not just passing through, they're there to stay, even through the harshest of winters. The next time you see one pecking at the ground, remember that beneath its unassuming exterior is a creature with a survival plan more sophisticated than most humans could ever dream of. But that's just the beginning. What other secrets are hidden in the way these birds endure, adapt, and thrive? Secrets that you might be able to unlock if next time you see one pecking at the ground. Number 2. The huddle strategy. Picture this, a small group of sparrows tightly packed together, their bodies forming a warm living blanket. This isn't just a moment of rest, it's a survival tactic. During extreme cold, these birds huddle in groups of 20 to 30, sharing body heat and reducing heat loss by up to 70%. This behavior was documented in a 2019 PNAS study on avian thermoregulation in urban environments. What this means for you is that even in your yard, these little birds are constantly adapting, relying on each other to stay warm and alive. As the temperature plummets, the huddle becomes more than just a cluster. It's a strategic formation. Each bird adjusts its position, taking turns to be on the outer edge where the cold is strongest, and then moving inward to rest. This rotation ensures that no single bird bears the brunt of the cold for too long. In fact, this tactic can raise the core temperature of individual birds by up to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. You might not see them, but your backyard sparrows are working together, using every bit of body heat to outlast the winter. This is not just instinct, it's a calculated collective effort to survive. But the huddle is more than just a way to stay warm. It's a social contract, a shared commitment to survival. These birds don't just rely on their own energy, they distribute the effort, making the whole group stronger than any single individual could be. It's a lesson in cooperation that even you can learn from. What's next? There's more to how these birds handle the cold than just huddling, and it might surprise you. Stay with us to uncover the next secret your backyard birds are keeping. Number 3. The metabolism shift. Your birds are masters of energy conservation. When temperatures drop, their bodies don't simply shiver or fluff their feathers, they slow their heart rate to a crawl, like a human sleeping. This remarkable adaptation, observed in sparrows, allows them to reduce their metabolic rate by as much as 25% during cold nights. It's not just survival, it's a calculated, energy-saving strategy. Your yard becomes their temporary refuge, and you're witnessing a biological marvel in action. What this means for you is that your birds are more resilient than you might think, even in the harshest conditions. This metabolic slowdown isn't just a passive response, it's a survival tactic honed over millennia. Research from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology reveals that this suppression of metabolism helps sparrows conserve energy when food is scarce and temperatures drop. While they're in this near-sleep state, their bodies remain alert, ready to react if danger approaches. Even in this deep slowdown, they can rouse themselves quickly if disturbed. Your birds are not just surviving, they're conserving resources with a level of precision that rivals even the most efficient mammals. This is how they endure the cold without a constant supply of calories. Imagine your birds as tiny, living batteries switching to a power-saving mode just when it matters most. This adaptation is not just about surviving the night, it's about preparing for the day ahead, ensuring they're ready to forage, fly, and thrive. Yet, there's more to this story than just metabolism and energy conservation. What happens when the sun rises and the world wakes up? How do these birds shift from stillness to action so quickly? The answer lies in the next secret your backyard birds are keeping. Number 4. The feeder conspiracy. It's not just a place for seeds and sunflower hearts. Your feeder is becoming a cozy nook for sparrows during the coldest months. These birds are not just visiting for a quick snack, they're turning it into a makeshift shelter. In the dead of winter, when temperatures drop, sparrows are spotted sleeping on feeders, using them as a warm and secure resting spot. This behavior is more than just clever, it's a survival tactic. What this means for you is that your feeder isn't just supporting feeding habits, but also acting as a refuge for these birds during harsher times. Take a closer look at the materials on your feeder. If it has metal parts, you're in on a secret that sparrows know well. A 2022 study from the University of Washington found that sparrows sleeping on metal feeders stay significantly warmer than those nesting in nearby bushes. The reason? Metal conducts heat better, creating a microclimate that traps warmth. This is not just a random preference, it's a calculated choice by the birds. Their tiny bodies are conserving energy by using your feeder as both a bed and a blanket. Imagine your feeder as a cozy, insulated capsule in the middle of a frozen world. That's exactly what it's becoming for these little visitors. This behavior isn't just about survival, it's also about trust. These birds are choosing your feeder over the wilderness, where the cold is harsh and unpredictable. Your feeder has become a sanctuary that they return to, not just for food, but for safety and comfort. And what's next? Well, there's more to this story. Your feeder is doing more than you think. And it's not just the sparrows who are taking notice. Stay tuned for what other creatures might be learning from this little conspiracy of warmth. Number 5. The nest reuse trick is a clever survival strategy your birds use to stay warm through the coldest months. You might think of nests as just places for birds to sleep, but they're actually living, evolving structures. Sparrows, for example, don't just use one nest once and leave it behind. Instead, they carefully reuse and rebuild them, adding materials like dry grass and feathers to improve insulation. This isn't just about comfort, it's about survival, especially in regions with harsh winters. What this means for you is that your yard might become a haven for birds seeking shelter and warmth if you help provide the right materials. The next time you spot a nest, you might be witnessing a quiet act of resilience. Inside those nests, the layers of insulation can reach up to 3 inches thick, forming a protective barrier against the cold. This is no random arrangement. Each layer serves a purpose. The insulating properties reduce heat loss by as much as 40%, which is a huge advantage for small birds with high body surface area. You can imagine the difference it makes for a sparrow on a frigid morning, snug within its carefully constructed sanctuary. These nests are not just shelters, but survival tools, and they reflect the bird's ingenuity in adapting to the environment. The University of Michigan's findings show how crucial this insulation is, with sparrows in well-insulated nests having a 60% higher survival rate in winter. It's a powerful reminder of how much nature can teach us. What happens when the nest is too worn or damaged? The sparrow doesn't give up. It finds a new spot, builds anew, or even takes over another bird's abandoned structure. This flexibility is key to their survival. Your yard, with its mix of natural and man-made elements, could become a vital stop on their journey. You might not see the bird, but you could be indirectly supporting its survival through the materials you leave behind. This quiet reuse of resources is a lesson in sustainability, and if you're curious about how to help further, the next section will show you how to create a more inviting environment for these feathered builders. Number 6. The gut microbe mystery. Did you know that the tiny microbes living inside your backyard sparrows could be the key to their ability to survive cold snaps? A 2021 study from the University of California revealed that these gut bacteria produce special compounds that help sparrows hold on to body heat. It's a hidden partnership between bird and microbe, one that's crucial for their survival in harsh conditions. These microbes don't just help with warmth, they also change how sparrows process fat, making them more efficient in the cold. What this means for you is that the birds in your yard might be healthier and more resilient than they appear. Their microscopic allies are working behind the scenes to keep them alive, crucial for their survival in harsh conditions. As the temperatures drop, something remarkable happens inside the sparrow's gut. The diversity of these microbes increases by 20%. This boost in microbial variety is like a natural upgrade, preparing the birds for the challenges of winter. The microbes work in tandem with the sparrow's metabolism, helping them extract more energy from the same amount of food. This isn't just about survival, it's about thriving despite the cold. You might not see these microbes, but they're constantly working, adapting, and evolving alongside the birds in your yard. Their presence is a silent but powerful sign of a healthy ecosystem. You're witnessing a world of tiny life that's essential to the survival of your feathered neighbors. These gut microbes don't just help sparrows cope with the cold, they might also be influencing how they behave and interact with their environment. Scientists are now studying whether these microbes could affect migration patterns or feeding habits. The next part of the story might take us deep into the microbial world, where each tiny life form has a role to play. What you see in your yard is only the tip of the iceberg. The true story of survival lies in the unseen, microscopic world that supports your birds every day. Stay tuned to uncover more of these hidden allies that keep your backyard birds every day. You watch the sparrow, its breath a fragile thread in the cold air, and you feel the vastness of time pressing against your chest. It is more than a bird. It is a whisper from the past, a living library of survival, of instinct, of resilience. In its tiny body, the wisdom of ancestors hums softly, a song only the earth can hear. You feel a quiet kinship, a shared understanding that life is not just about surviving, but about carrying forward. You are reminded that you too carry stories, and in that moment, you are not alone. As the wind whispers through the trees, you feel something stir within you, a deep, aching love for the small, the fragile, the unseen. The sparrow is not just surviving, it is remembering. You realize that in every heartbeat of this tiny creature, there is a story of hope, of endurance, of faith passed down through wings. You are humbled by the quiet miracle of life, and in that humility, you find a place for wonder. You are no longer just an observer, you are part of the story. Next time you see a sparrow in your yard, what do you wonder about? Are they hiding more secrets than you know? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more backyard bird secrets. Stay curious and keep your feeders full, because every bird in your yard has a story worth hearing.